When first viewing James Gunn's plans for the DCU reboot and him announcing that Damian Wayne would be the Robin in The Brave and the Bold, my reaction was more based on confusion. I was like, why are you starting with Damian? An influx of just fears and potential problems that I might have had because of, oh, they might skip over Jason and Tim like they did with the DCAMU. And the fact that Damian Wayne is so far into the Batfamily mythos or timeline, it's like, why are you starting from that end instead of going with like starting with Dick Grayson as Robin or Jason or Tim? But then thinking about it after all this time, I realized that it actually is kind of a smart decision would start with Damian Wayne instead of like one of the previous Robins. As stated by like Gunn and Safran, that the Batfamily will already be established, so it's not like they'll go straight to Damian and skip over like major players like Dick Grayson, assuming that he's probably already like Nightwing, or you'll have Barbara already as like Batgirl or Oracle. So having Damian Wayne be like a newly introduced member of the Batfamily, we as an audience get to experience what this universe's Batfamily is like alongside Damian. So basically see what this Batman is like through Damian's perspective. Get introduced to like what this Bruce Wayne is like, how big or vast the Batfamily is, the Batcave, Gotham City itself. And it could also just be like what the DCAMU did with Damian Wayne, but better, as my kind of issues with that iteration of Batman is that the Batfamily isn't really that vast in comparison to like the source material. My biggest complaint from that universe is the fact that Jason and Tim Drake aren't mentioned and they just straight up don't exist in that universe. I feel like the DCU shouldn't cut corners just to give center attention to Damian Wayne. Like, don't skip Tim, don't skip Jason. And if this 8 to 10 year plan does come into fruition, it does give a lot of more heavy emphasis on character growth and seeing Damian Wayne grow as a character from the alleged brat or dislikable character that he is from a lot of fans. And having like the biological son of Batman be Robin, when you take into account Damian's upbringing, it kind of makes more sense, or it's more digestible for like a quote unquote realistic sense. Because out of context for like an average person, it seems kind of weird how Batman would like adopt these random children from the streets and make them into like crime fighting machines versus like the actual biological son of Batman who was trained by ninjas since birth and it's just overpowered like crazy. So I guess it's a lot easier to adapt to like a live action big screen, and is mainly the reason as to why we haven't gotten like a Batman and Robin dynamic in a movie since like 1997. Damian Wayne's character is a goldmine of possibilities for interpersonal dynamics. As the biological son of Batman, he presents an interesting dynamic with Bruce, as their relationship embodies the duality of Batman's persona, showcasing his struggle between his commitment to justice and his paternal instincts. Damian's presence provides an opportunity to delve into Batman's vulnerabilities, allowing the audience to witness the complexities of his role as both a father and a vigilante. Moreover, Damian's connections with other DC characters creates a dynamic interplay between his impulsive, hot-headed nature and the established personas of those characters. These interactions could lead to conflicts, alliances, and growth for all characters involved, fostering an immersive and layered cinematic experience. Damian Wayne's presence can amplify the themes of legacy, identity, and the struggle between power and responsibility. As the heir to the Wayne legacy, but also the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, he grapples with the questions of identity and the enormous weight of his lineage. This fits in with the eternal conflicts of other DCU characters, such as Superman's struggle to fit in as an alien on Earth, which was stated to be a major plot point in Superman Legacy, with Clark trying to balance his human upbringing and his Kryptonian heritage. His struggle to escape the shadow of his mother's villainous roots, that being Talia al Ghul, resonates with the themes of redemption and the capacity for change. By navigating this internal turmoil, Damian can serve as a conduit for exploring one's morals and the power of choice. Damian Wayne as Robin allows the DCU reboot to establish long-term, organic story arcs that evolve over multiple films. His character growth from an arrogant brat to a more heroic figure could be a captivating journey for audiences to witness. The gradual development of his relationship with Batman, from a rebellious son to a trusted partner, can be a central narrative thread that spans over several projects. And honestly, Damian Wayne's inclusion in the DCU could be better than the actual DC Comics source material itself, because the issue with Damian Wayne in the comics is that writers always find a way to like regress him as a character back. Like, he never is pushed forward, he never really gets to grow, because like any sort of character growth, they always like revert back, kind of like a Peter Parker situation where you think Damian Wayne is growing as a character and then somehow a new writer comes in and reverts him back to like an annoying little brat again. But that wouldn't be practical in a live action sense, because whoever they choose for Damian, you know, when they're a kid or like a young teen, obviously they're gonna grow up, like the actor's gonna age, and then therefore like the character has to age alongside with them. Like, honestly, like the first movie they'll be like a kid, and then the next thing like the actor's gonna look like a grown man. And if this is a well planned out universe universe, I'm sure we're obviously going to get center focuses on the other Batfamily characters. Like, I don't think, or at least I hope not, that Damian just is the center of attention and there's no emphasis on the struggles of like Jason Todd, or maybe like the detective skills and how Tim Drake serves as a good partner to Batman. And obviously we got to see that brotherly dynamic between Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, as Damian served as Dick Grayson's Robin when he took over the mantle of Batman for a while. And I know there's been a lot of hesitation with Andy Muschietti, like the Flash director, being the director for The Brave and the Bold, as you know, there's a lot of mixed reactions to the Flash movie, but I think if it has a good script writer, I think that's what's more important, as that could mesh well with Andy's creative style for Batman. So yeah, as long as they get a good script writer, I think they can cook something up pretty good.